Just had to redo our intro. Sad. We didn't hit record because we're stupid as fuck.
Yeah. Welcome to the reaction part of this video, or maybe episode 17. I don't fucking know. But we talked about Chris Chan the other day, I think, on the podcast, and Jake was bringing some shit up about him. And I guess this is the thing he wanted to show me. So, Jake, give me a little bit more lore into what the fuck this video is.
I mean, it kind of explains itself, but this is part of the lore saga of Ivy, I guess, which was like this fictional character. Like, I think it was someone like pretending to be a chick that called themselves Ivy, messaging him online and like telling him to do shit and like pretending to be his like internet girlfriend.
Wait, is this dude Australian?
No.
Oh, damn.
That was just a dumb reference. But fucking... You've never seen that video, have you?
No.
I should pull that up, to be honest, after we watch the rest, because that's a funny-ass video.
But what?
But this guy, he's basically just like an insanely mentally fucking retarded person that people have just tormented on the internet.
Wait, is this the guy that made Sonichu?
Yeah, and the guy that's also in jail for, like, maybe graping his mom.
No, nigga, we say rape on this channel. This nigga possibly raped his mother.
Yeah, that's epic. But they're probably not even going to be able to see like more than 5 seconds of this 50-second video.
But you guys will be able to see our reaction, and if you look really hard into our eyes, you'll be able to see the reflection.
Yeah, it's enhance.
All right, let her rip.
You want the full screen?
Yeah.
Ivy's eyes only. Here's some of my cum I just fast forward out. Not to that much. That's usually a lot.
I really don't know if cum is allowed, but for a reference, there was like... What would you say about the amount that was in the cup? I would say that was not very much at all.
No.
That looked like it was like a fucking drop.
Yeah.
That's like fucking whenever I've jerked off like 12 times in a day and it's the last one.
Dude, you must have like a Kevlar meat.
Yeah, I'm just amazing. I'm built different.
Respect.
Is he gonna drink this?
No.
I have some orange soda.
Oh my god, that's a shot cup too. Oh my god.
What? I didn't even realize that.
So, alright. I thought it was a normal, like, not a red Solo cup, but like a fucking... What would you call it?
Like a 12-ounce plastic cup?
Exactly.
Yeah, me too.
It was like... He had it, and it wasn't filling up the bottom. It didn't fill up the bottom at all. It was like in a little corner. And I was like, oh, well, that's not that much. Turns out it's a little shot cup that he's holding in his fingers, and it was just taking up the corner.
Like a speck.
Jesus Christ. He is going to drink this.
Enjoyed that.
Oh, played the next one straight up. Okay.
Hey. He has a bathroom straight out of a horror film.
I know.
This needs to end because it's quickly becoming just gay looking at this dude's mushroom cock.
Oh my god.
Turn this shit off. Alright, that's enough of that. Jesus Christ.
Pretty sure he falls over.
Did he?
That's what Nick Mullen was saying.
That he fell at the end of it? Mm-hmm. Alright, we're gonna jump over to this one. I was tired of... Okay, but to talk about that dude,
How'd you feel about that, Nate?
I'm all for the white boy fun, but that was like one level past my comfort zone to where it was just like, all right, well, there's nothing funny happening. It's literally just a dude with a tiny cock spinning in a circle.
Yeah.
Where's the goddamn realness? All these little masks. And I see it, and I'm not
Yeah, you
referring
get
to
a full
his
screen.
mask. I'm seeing everyone's masks. You're all wearing it. When I walk into these events at first, until I crack them,
First of all, this guy looks like he's fucking preaching to people. I don't know what the brutal truth every people pleaser needs to
This
hear.
guy is a fucking douchebag. Spoiler alert.
He's wearing sunglasses inside, which is already like, all right, you got to be a black dude that's like named Future to do that shit and not look like a faggot. But fucking, he looks like a mixture of. Well, these are people that no one would know other than maybe if John's watching. Fuck, I forgot that faggot's name. There was a kid that I played soccer with that fucking. You know what? Actually, Caleb Lewis. There's a kid that went to Camden County High School. Caleb Lewis. It looks like if Caleb Lewis put on a pair of sunglasses and a douchey
so
scarf.
glad you know who that is.
He put on dude, in 6th grade I used to he was in my class, in like one of my classes, and he was such a little fucking weirdo. Like, I don't remember like anything specific, but I just remember he would get furious if you just fucked with him a little bit.
Dude, I remember Ronan making that kid real mad in 9th grade in our engineering class.
Jesus. But doesn't that look like Caleb Lewis with a scarf and sunglasses if he
Yeah.
got a different haircut?
I'm hoping this is one of the videos where he roasts the shit out of the people.
In the crowd?
He like brings them up and roasts them in front of everybody.
Oh, that's amazing.
people open and see some realness.
Under the guise
I
of
just
being
see
like a
bunch of
motivational
scammers.
advice guy.
All trying to scam us into thinking you're someone that you're not. You're a scammer. You are too. Definitely you. The sad truth is that because you're in this room here willing to actually work on yourself, you're the 1% of the least scamming people there are. Who is also a scammer? Everyone outside this room. Everyone.
This is why they need to teach people like what a cult is, because this dude is literally just speaking like charismatically, and these people seem like they're engaged enough.
I know, he's a fucking idiot.
I would have been. First of all,
Look at this
what is he?
greasy slob.
Look at his shoes. What is he wearing? Are those Gucci?
I think those are like metallic Gucci shoes.
Okay, so if he came in there wearing that, I automatically think this is Joel Osteen for douchebags that want to learn how to be in a frat and date rape chicks. Fucking black torn jeans at one right on his right knee. It's torn.
Torn neck on his black oversized t-shirt.
He's
that
doing the
fits
Kanye
his-
thing. He's doing literally just dressed like a fucking bum.
He's not even doing the Kanye thing. 'Cause
Not as
that's
much
like
now.
shitty as fuck.
Yeah, that's
He has
fucking.
zero drip. He has negative drip.
He has a watch. Faggot's watch probably works.
Dude, he's built like a fucking surfboard.
Everyone you know. That's the default. You meet friends and family. Hey, how's it going? Good, good, good. How about you? Good, good, good. How's your day going? Good, good, good. How do you like your job? That's good. How do you like your day today? It's good. Good, 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 good. The word people use the most. What do you do during your free time? Good, 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 good,
Just
good.
pulled that out of his ass.
Good. What do you do after work? Good, good, good. Porn, good. That's all I
This guy is good. Okay, now this guy is good. He just changed me on that right there. He's riffing. He's trying to be
You
funny.
think he's trolling?
He is trying to be funny. There's no way he's not trying to. He already got the laugh out of the people. He's laughing himself. This guy just turned me. I like him.
come home, I watch some TV, there's a new show of good, and I drink some good, and I jack off to some good, and that's good. It is so sad. So, although here, yes, you will receive harsh, real, and raw.
Is this where he's about to be like, all right, I'm going to give you some raw feedback?
Dude, this guy might actually be a genius troll, and I might be a small brain.
Conditioning, the good matrix that most people are stuck in. Trust me. Test it. Walk outside this room.
Dude, he's doing the Dice thing, where Dice would be like, how's the thing, and the guy in the place, the one we saw that time. But he's trying to get, because this looks like these people paid.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It looks. I think that this guy has figured out that he can say so few words to get to a
Actually mean
point.
shit.
No, they don't mean nothing. But like, he can say so few words that gets it to where people are willing to come and pay him, and then he can get to a point where he can insult them. If he insults them in this video, that's what he's doing, 100%.
Say hi to
That is the actual god tier scheme.
You guys going?
He's gonna scream at this guy.
Oh, you're okay.
Oh, never mind.
Stranger as well. Good. It's all these little fronts people hide behind, and there's so much fear of just putting the real you out there. If you're hiding behind a front in a relationship, in a friendship, that is not a relationship, that is not a friendship. And you're scamming that person. And it's not just you, most likely the other person is scamming you too. What's so scary about being real? No joke. Most of the questions, by the way, when it comes to relationships, whether it's romantically or with family, people are like, well, how do I tell the person XYZ? My answer is just like you told me right now. Just tell the truth. How do I tell them that I feel da-da-da-da-da? Just tell them. Why do you need some formula to formulate it? If that's actually a loved one, you should be able to be real with them.
Just valid.
You gotta be like, honey, I'm fucking the neighbor, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Just be as frank as possible.
Honey, I've been taking your credit card and using it on every purchase I've done. I've ran your credit up a lot, and I'm leaving. That's what you got to do with the truth. That's how you make your relationship healthy.
No. How do you consider that person a loved one if you can't be real with them? How can you consider someone your partner if you're hiding behind a front? That's not a relationship. That's a prison of paranoia.
I like the alliteration.
I even hear that with questions like, well, how do I make my partner attracted? Is there any tips to spice things?
No one has ever came up to this dude and said,
Ask that.
I left the door open. We're screaming and probably waking Jaden up.
Shit.
Wake him up that way.
This looks like the exact type of guy I'd ask for second advice.
Hey, bro, like, I'm having a really hard time attracting my woman, the one that's with me, and I want advice from you of how I could get her attracted to me. Because you clearly have the drip, my nigga. Just like, look at you, dude, like you're wearing a scarf? A scarf, my nigga?
Is that in the bedroom?
All right, and my opinion just changed. I hate this dude, but I won't.
Let's see where it goes. Yeah, that was a terrible fucking bit.
How do I do this to my partner? That's not a relationship. What is that?
If anybody asked him for advice like that, it would be, his answer to the question would be, I just tie her up, get the rope, tie her up, take her out into the desert, and the fucking coyotes get her. That's the only advice anyone would ask this fucking obvious psychopathic serial killer. Jordan Chase.
This guy's hilarious.
Manipulate them into liking me. Terrible. So it all starts there. Are you willing to be authentic, yes or no? And then there are two games that are being played. One is a compensating game. This is one where you refuse to be authentic. And you own your fakeness. And then you look online for little videos, little tips and tricks to tell you how to amplify this fake front you're hiding behind. Oh, I heard that talking a certain way helps. I heard that
And Ebonics.
loud, and I get my shoulders back, get my hips forward, I look confident, and I walk on my tippy toes. Hey, how you doing? Confident, top G right here.
When was this video out?
He name dropped Top G.
When was this video? Is this like new?
I think this was pretty somewhat recent.
Dude, I was gonna say, what if this guy kind of looks like if Andrew Tate had hair with the sunglasses, just because of the sunglasses.
No, Andrew Tate with hair and sunglasses is Tristan Tate. Oh my god!
This guy is such a fucking faggot. I hate him, and he still has his arm behind his back. What is he?
Most people feel that way. What happens when you're in this? There's a lot of pressure, a lot of tension. It's a lot of try-hardness. It's a lot of, I must put people beneath me.
This guy does make me laugh.
It's the, you're beneath me. That's right. Loser.
Was that the same person?
Yeah.
He's like, this guy.
Oh.
Jason, let me prove you the authentic man. You gullible shit. Oh man, winner! Ah, what a winner right here! Hey, that's the winner effect. Now, Jay, come on, Jason.
He's gonna get him again! I swear to God! If he gets...
Why are you shaking? I see your thumb shaking. I'm a little scared to touch this shaking thumb. So this year,
Dude,
is sadly,
Wow.
if he can get him,
That was actually pretty fucking wild.
I think this guy could probably get him like 10 more times. He's already shown that what he did there is called the bitch test. It's like whenever you're about to rob somebody, like you're gonna go and like step on his shoe, bump into him, see if they're gonna say anything, and then by the time you're already there about to rob them, you already know that you have them robbed. You don't even need a gun. You know they're a bitch. He fucking, the first time he did that and then pulled it back and then he went back again, he's like, I'm gonna keep on being able to get him. And I bet if he goes again, he'll still be able to get him.
Jesus.
there we go. Hell yeah.
Oh.
In the hand. Come on.
No, but seriously.
That would have been sick.
Massive respect. But this here is sadly what most people do. It's this +1, -1 game where I will only feel confident if I get a +1 and say, as an example, Jason gets a -1. And people will do this in very subtle ways. They'll do it in dynamics with different role plays, right? Like a boss and employee. You'll see
shit, that's me in the crowd.
There's a boss. You'll see your boss kind of get off on the status. It's like, oh, did you do the assignment? Like just kind of over the top, and you see him kind of get this dirty high from it. You'll see people try to poke for reactions, poke for validation. There are certain things in a social interaction as little button-pushing sentences or lines you could say, right? Like, are you from New York? Are you? Like that.
Okay, now this guy has gotten me back on his side with the New York hate. I don't know how I feel about him. He's an enigma.
This
He's a
is-
star. I love this
roller
guy.
coaster.
This guy is amazing.
This year, done from a compensating place, is sadly what most people do. This is a more obvious way, but it's this try hard, put people down to make myself feel like I'm a winner above them. Even in marketing, they call this lord it over your neighbor. It's actually a powerful psychological button you can push. If you get a better deal than your neighbor, one, you'll feel happy, but then if you could show it off to your neighbor, like, oh, that's how much you paid for it? Then you'll actually get more of a high. Screw all that. Screw this status game. Oh, am I above? Am I below? What about, once more, sinking into authenticity, withdrawing from that, and being like, you know what? I'm going to play not by the rules of everyone else, not by the rules of society when it comes to my self-worth, but by the rules of me. I withdraw from this trying to be cool, because guess what? Even if you're trying to be cool and you're doing everything right, only someone who isn't cool is trying to be cool. You realize that. Only someone
That,
who's
I guess that is
Yeah.
true.
That is
Only
facts.
someone who isn't alpha is trying to be alpha. As opposed to, I'm withdrawing and this is me. I'm going to live by my own standards. I know who I am. And that's what's up. And then people start reacting to you just by you being authentic. not by hiding behind a front, pretending to be something that you're not. This is me. Back in the day, I started public speaking 2010, right? Live events.
This menace has been
My
out for
early
12
events were
years roasting
very
people.
much the Jason move, where I'd come up and I was like, okay, there's a crowd, gotta show them who's boss. They look at myself in the mirror before I'm like,
Oh, he should keep the sunglasses on.
Dude, yeah, he looks fine.
Jesus Christ. Hold up. Okay, well that... Oh, damn, I was going to say that face is going to be the fucking thumbnail.
own that crowd.
Yeah, the sunglasses do a fucking wonder for this man.
Go on, and it was like
Wow.
this kind of attacking energy. It's me versus you. As opposed to, you know what? Instead of me trying to project myself and create this image, this front that I'm not, I'm just gonna sink into me and own everything that is me.
And became even more of a
And that's
douche.
what I'm doing here. This is me. This isn't me trying to prove anything. Trust me. This is me literally sinking into myself and like, you know what, this is me, take it or leave it. And it's the difference if you studied Lenny.
No, I don't get it. Why? That excuse doesn't work for me whenever I go screaming that I'm going to blow this fucker up in an abortion clinic. Because I'm pro-life.
Between power versus
Yes,
force. Force was 2010 me. Even in the tonality. Hey, how's it going? You got this? Hey, you listen to me? You hear me? Versus, hey, how's it going? You hear this? You listening to me? One is projecting out. The other is projecting down. One is compensating. The other is reeling in. One is the little chihuahua. Hey, you listen to me? Whoop, 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 whoop. The other one's the silver. Hey, you listening to me?
He should have broke out the shoe polish for that bit.
You listen to me. Tim, listen to me. It's a very subtle energy, but people feel it. And it all starts with you claiming authenticity. Saying, I'm no longer...
Dude, I would have laughed already.
I would have been sitting there laughing.
Yeah, I'd be
It doesn't
dying.
stop there. It means own who you are. And what you're going to realize when you start owning who you are is that there's a lot of BS there. And it's not all that. You're going to start owning who you are, and you're like, oh, I guess the authentic me is very insecure. And this is where you got to start following the trail of why and ask yourself, where did this come from? Why am I insecure? And dive deeper and deeper and deeper and let go, let go, let go. Most people don't know how to be themselves. You hear this advice, be yourself? You haven't been yourself in years. You've been being this fake front, this fake version of you, bought into all these limitations, and you've been being that for so long, you've confused it with authenticity. I'll see this when I bring people up. I'm like, come on up front. And someone's like, hey. I'm like, tell them your name. Elijah? Come on, Elijah. A little louder. Elijah! Is that Elijah being himself?
If he's a pussy.
Elijah's been beaten down. He's been conditioned. And he's probably been acting this fake for many years. And the more you act through this, guess what? The more invested you are. It's like a lion acting like a little sheep. Elijah! What are you doing, Elijah? Being authentic. Videos on YouTube said, be yourself. Elijah, you're not a sheep. Simba, remember who you are.
Did this nigga just make a Lion King reference?
Yourself, and they try to make the sheep work instead of realizing.
Dude, what if that guy that walked up there just knocked his teeth out of his skull?
That's you.
If his name was Elijah.
You're a shy person. You're not. You've been conditioned into thinking you're someone who's not good enough. You're someone who's broken. You're someone who needs fixing. You are not.
There's one black dude there, and I am so embarrassed for him.
It's not about building yourself up, getting little tips and tricks to be interesting and fun. It's about letting go of that negative conditioning, remembering who you are.
Dude's a weird.
Example of this is the movie The Two Towers, Lord of the Rings. Anyone see this movie?
Raise your hand, faggot.
There's a scene where you see this old king rotting away, just
Is that the dragon?
and
he's
there's
talking
this character
about?
next to him, whispering in his ear, called Wormtongue.
Is that the dragon?
This guy just you suck. You're not good enough. Your mother should have aborted you. Like all this stuff. It's been whispering.
This guy is so...
They see this king, they just see him rotting away. And eventually in the movie, it's the second one, they kick Wormtongue out. Kick him out of the castle. Be gone! And immediately you see the king just start shedding all the muck, all the spider webs, the white hair, and come back to life.
What? What is he even talking about? I do not remember this, to be
I
honest.
don't see you for who you are. I see a little Wormtongue. If you are so identified with Wormtongue, it's understanding what I talked about here.
Do you know about a character named Wormtongue?
No.
Wait, so this guy's just saying
Hold
stuff?
on. I really am interested.
Dude, if he's just saying stuff, this is the biggest troll of all time.
Okay, yeah, there is a fucking character.
Named Wormtongue.
Yeah, that's their last name. And they were like, yeah, fucking the counselor, that like nasty king. I just did not remember that shit.
You suck. Bullshit. You don't have what it takes. Bullshit. How often do you say that? That little voice inside. You're like, well, maybe if I'm just present. Be present. That's just a temporary break from Wormtongue. As soon as you're done with your little presence meditation, Wormtongue's there again. Now, people might say, well, isn't that self-attack? No. It's a boundary of self-love. Why would you tolerate such abuse? Why not say enough? Enough with the putting me down.
Dude, I feel like this guy would be really good if he was like, if he was talking to me in high school. Because like the thing is back in high school is I used to zone out a lot and come back in. And like if you just zoned out and came into like any part of this, you'd think this guy is kind of spitting. Like he's saying it confidently. But like if you hear it in succession, like one, like all of it together, you're just like, what is he talking about? Like I don't even know where this is going. He's talking about people pleasers.
The insults. Enough with the negativity. Enough. No. That little voice that is disempowering, you have to start claiming your power back. Now, does it stop there? Of course not. But this creates space. You're no longer identified with it. You start seeing Wormtongue for who it is. And then you can start processing it and letting go of it. Then you can start diving into those limitations, diving into that conditioning. But it also means being honest with yourself. Not going into, oh, I don't know. Were you always this way? Little pathetic.
That's what people say to short people.
And you don't have to rush an answer, but just stay in that state of openness and see. Where did this come from? None of you were born as pathetic as
Isn't this guy fucking weirdo?
I hate this guy.
Yeah, let's...
Would you say that's about the point of Julian himself?
Yeah.
He's douchey but hilarious at times.
I swear, like, there's been times where I think he dresses up and, like, purposely, like, goes in looking like shit. And it's, like, always when he's talking about, like... Because that's what I saw before, is he was trying to talk to people about, like, self-confidence and being confident, like, just talking to strangers. And I swear he went in there, like, looking like a pile of dog shit on purpose, wearing the most absurd clothes. His
Did he
hair
start
was,
roasting
like,
people there?
Yeah, he was roasting. He, like, that was when he brought a guy up, like, in front of everybody.
Everybody
and was
look
like,
at him. Look at his stupid shirt. This shirt is way too tight on this guy. And then, like, does that to him just to show that his shirt is too big. This is a video of we talked about her on the last episode. Depending, you know, you'll figure it out. We've talked about her, just pearly things. This is showing that fat bitches are just out of their fucking mind. This is why I can't stand them. Depending on how fat they are, I will fuck a fat bitch occasionally, depending on how much sauce I have in the sauce in the exhaust. But fucking, this is fat bitches being insane. Absurd, I might say.
When you're backed up.
Dude, by the way, I saw one of these shows where it was just black British dudes, and one dude was like, yeah, bro, if she got a fat back. Talking about a fat ass. I was just like, Jesus.
Now, let's hear from the girls. Do you think most girls are objective, or do you think they think they're hotter than they are? Or do they underrate themselves? Go around.
Personally, I think it depends on the person, because growing up, I'm obviously not skinny. Hi everyone, I'm not skinny. So growing up, I was never...
By the way, guys, if you weren't looking, it's very obvious that she's not skinny.
Hold
She
up,
didn't have-
though. I'm already mad at her response. I don't know if I'm jumping the gun a little bit, but she just
Let's speak your
asked...
truth.
She was like, generally, what do you think is the majority? And this bitch says, it's different from person to person.
Like
Like,
for
yeah,
me.
no shit, bitch.
And then she said, like for me, and went to herself instead of saying in general. I didn't even catch that. See, that's exactly why the fuck you're here. To catch shit that I'm slipping on.
That shit- I'm just immediately triggered on bitches bullshit. I can't help it.
And it's always there. Like, whenever you ask a bitch a question, they can never just give you a straight answer. Like, hey, what do you think about this? And then they're like, well, yes, this, but then this. Or they'll set it up with, well, I mean, this and this and that. Like, for an example, I guess you could say, like, if you're like, what do you think that abortion is a cop-out for a lot of women? And they'd be like, well, I think that there's a lot of women that need it, and there's people that it helps their life, and like set up all this stuff. So you're like, oh,
Just
they're
to
good.
not answer your question.
Yeah, and it's like, well, they'll answer the question in like a way that they feel is answering it, but they're really just asking more questions. And like, but what about people that this happens to, or what about this case scenario where they can't take care of it? And it's just like, just answer the question. And the times that they do that shit is usually when they know that the question is so logical that it's about to slice through their bullshit with the fucking vengeance. The Samuel L. Jackson fucking Pulp Fiction shit.
Furious anger.
So like all my friends were getting chatted up by people, blah 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 blah, and I was just the other one, you know. So like I never really thought of myself as an attractive person. Like I would never call myself anything more than a 4. But now, like I don't really care about what anyone thinks about me. Like I've grown into myself, and I'm comfortable with who I am now. That like even if you guys call me delusional.
What do you think she's about to rate herself?
Maybe not a 10, let's not go that far, but like definitely an 8 per. So like,
What is the purpose of rating yourself if you know you're a 4? Oh, like I know I'm a 4, but like I'd say I'm an 8 because I don't care what people
Let's say,
think.
okay, let me
what
give.
is she gonna fuck herself, calling herself an 8?
I'm not. I hate the rating system nowadays. Like, people are so willing to say that someone's a 10. You don't know 10s. In your life, you don't know 10s. An 8 is a girl that can easily get modeling contracts. Like Nina. People that watch this know who Nina is. Nina is like she's a solid 8. But she's not a 10. A 10 is like the most perfect girl. Like Ash Cash. That's a little bit different. She might be a 10. Fucking.
She ain't cooked though.
What?
I said she ain't cooked though.
She doesn't?
I guarantee she doesn't.
Probably not.
She probably
Yeah.
just eats hot chip, charges phone, and lie.
But you know what I mean. Fucking bad bitches are 10. Not even bad bitches. To be fine, like if you're fine as shit, you're an 8. Like I hate how people want to like rate themselves high up. Like if I'm rating myself, probably like 4. Like she said. Like because 5. No, listen, 5 is average.
No homo, motherfucker, but you're not a 4.
Yes, nigga, stop. And like neither of us are fucking. 1-7 is a bullshit rating. 8 would be a model. You could go up to a 6. I don't think either of us are 6s. Fucking, I mean, I'm sorry, nigga, but like a 5 is an average looking nigga. Fucking, I think we're like right there at the line of average. Maybe for me a little bit under. But fucking. Looks aren't even what matters for us, but it is for bitches. 5 is average, so like if you call a bitch a 5, she's gonna be furious because she's like, "Well, I'm not no 5. I'm at least an 8," and they're like, "I'm at least hot enough to be like a model," and it's like, no, nigga, you are not. Like you're not. Like her saying she's a 4. I don't think she's a 4. I think she's more along the lines of like a 1 or a 2. And like when I'm saying that, it's not like. For me, I go, there's ugly, like unfuckable. That's a 1. It's
Dude,
not
I
like
just
scales.
think so many chicks are 1s.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like, it's not because it's like the scale of like, oh, you are like the most hideous. It's really more just like you're unfuckable. And if you're unfuckable, to me, you're unfuckable to most people. Because I take the scrap sometimes and like often. And like this bitch is like a 1 or a 2. Like, I mean, I can't really see her face, but she looks like she's fat.
I feel like the ratings gotta, I don't know. I feel like just pure fuckableness is like too much
not
too.
good.
Because I'd like fuck a lot of disgusting shit probably, but like there's so many little like personality traits and shit that can just literally make a chick a 0 for me.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, like, I've never had to put a bitch at a 0. But I've never even
put a bitch at
I've
a
never
0
considered
over
the
some bullshit
possibility of
she's
it.
on.
I've never considered the possibility of
Have
it.
I put you on
I mean,
a
like-
further level of lemonade?
Because if a bitch is not just ugly, but also has a disgusting attitude that you would just hate to be around, even if it wasn't even a relationship.
That shit's like negative numbers.
Yeah. But for me, I feel like it should be like 1 to 10. And there's not a lot of 10s. Like, I don't know any 10s.
There should be a bell curve, right?
Yeah.
That means there's like
most
1%
people are in the middle.
10s.
Yeah, I don't know the exact. It's like 12.5%, and then like another certain percent. But there's like echelons of it, and there's going to be people on both extremes because there has to be. That's kind of how it is with poor people as well. Like poor and rich people, is there has to be a certain amount of poor and a certain amount of rich. But it's just about keeping those numbers small to where it's not that many people that are doing it. Because you can't have everybody be rich, because then that doesn't make sense. The money wouldn't be valued that way. The bell would be in the like at the end, and that would be the middle of it.
Yeah, and that just doesn't even work.
Yeah, but like that's the same with like.
It's like 2/3 of people are going to be between a 4 and a 6 if
Yeah.
it follows a perfect bell curve.
That's what I'm saying. And like, okay, maybe not a 4. I'd say maybe a 5, or like you said, maybe a 6. Because like, I've seen some pretty ugly niggas walking around, but I don't know.
I've had hella bitches tell me I'm like beautiful though, so I don't know.
Really?
Yeah.
I have bitches say that, but it's like Maddie Clark bitches that I'm like, she's literally insane. I cannot take anything. And also, I can't trust anything a woman says because it's all out of emotion. They're like fucking animals. They don't actually think about what they're saying. They don't, like, there's a lot of bitches that'll say shit like that and then be like if you're saying like, oh, well, what do you rate me? They're like, oh, a 10. And then it's like, okay, so I'm hotter than Chris Hemsworth. They're on the same level. And they're like, no, let's calm down on that.
Dude, actually, that girl I went on a date with Monday gave me a really nice compliment. Because you know, as men, you don't get compliments often, so you remember them. Mm-hmm. She said that I'm super pretty in a masculine way. I was
Really?
like, thanks.
Dude, I used to have bitches in high school say, oh, you'd be a really pretty girl. And I'm just like, that is like, I don't know if you understand how bad of an insult that is to me. But it's like, oh, I wouldn't fuck you. But if you were the other gender, maybe someone on your gender would. And it's just like, now I'm hideous. So they just like, they're like, oh, you wouldn't be good either way. Because I got the mustache. But anyways, let's get back to this insane fat bitch. Because we're like 2 seconds in and she's already infuriated me.
Yeah, same. Look at them knees, boy.
Do you guys think I am or not? Yeah,
That's got nothing to do with her.
But like,
So
yeah.
what is it that took
Hold
you
on.
from-
One thing though, before we go on, just real quick, like I cannot stress how much I hate British accents too. So this is just like that much more infuriating to me.
4 to an 8? If nothing's changed,
It
what
just
is it that takes you from
loving
4 to an 8?
myself and looking in the mirror and not being
Okay, and that's an actual thing that girls think. Like, I don't think that she's alone in this. Girls, whenever you're rating yourself, it's on the sexual marketplace value. So,
Doesn't matter how much you love yourself if motherfuckers don't want to pipe your shit.
bingo. We rate it on different things. Sexual marketplace value just isn't your attraction, but for girls, it mainly is that because that's what we're looking at first as guys, is your like attractiveness level. And then we're moving on to other things, like other factors. Like you're not going to take an ugly girl just because she's cool as fuck to be your girlfriend. You're like, all right, well, she can be a friend, but like, if there's a girl that's hot as fuck and then she has other qualities that are like there, that's like just the bonus, I guess. And like that's the good thing. But fucking, we do not give a fuck if you love yourself. That goes 0% into the sexual marketplace value for men. As
That's
a matter of
nice
fact,
if you're gonna date the person, so you're not dating an insecure person. But it has literally nothing to do with your rating.
loving yourself as a fat person would be like saying, I understand that I'm unattractive, but I've grown to love myself as a person either way. That's an okay statement. Like you're acknowledging, yeah, I'm ugly, but I don't really.
It also comes with making excuses to stay fat, though.
No, that's okay. And like, you're going to be proven wrong later on when they don't have a family. Because like 30 or 40-year-old women that don't have children and don't have a family are the most miserable people in the world. Like,
Yeah.
Or at least in America, I won't say in the world, but like, they fucking hate it because like they get driven to do the business thing because they saw that men were doing that and they wanted to copy us because a couple fucking dykes. That one might not go. But a couple of fucking lesbians in the 70s convinced them that they wanted to be dudes and they listened. And then they were just like, oh, well, I want to go work. So they go work. And then they're just like always. The thing is also, this is fucking jumping around, women can't be with a dude that they feel they're better than. Like, they don't know how to do that.
Just hate him and leave.
I'm not going to say names, but there's somebody in a relationship where they're like, reliant on their significant other, and it's the dude being reliant on the girl. And like, I think that there's other like, that's where there's like exceptions, not an exception, but like being better than doesn't just mean that you're making more money than a chick. Being better than is whatever she perceives as you
That's
being
like the sum of your value.
the thing that makes you better than her that she's going to use to pull herself up. Like, this person is like, they don't have a serious job right now, but it's not because they're a lazy person. They're working on a degree that's going to get them a lot of money in the future, and that's the thing that's better than. So like, they might think that it's like, oh well, no, if I'm not making money now, then it's because then she really is with me for me. And it's like, that still is you, I guess, because you are the one that is setting yourself
that's
up
how
to be
all women operate. That's just how they love you.
on a hypergamy, because they want somebody to be able to take care of them so they don't have to go out and work. And there's nothing wrong with that. You
That's
just have to
how
acknowledge
their
it.
brains fucking do it.
Yeah.
Disgusted at what I see.
I understand that, yeah.
So
But that doesn't. You're not necessarily being objective about how other people view you, right? Because isn't that what a rating really is? Like what you think the vast
to
majority
me,
of people.
like if I rated myself 1 to 10, I give myself a 5. I think I'm normal looking, and I just think it's based on my results. I think if I was an 8, 9, or 10, I would have had modeling contracts because people in the top 20% of beauty they get modeling contracts.
what is people?
So what is beauty? I mean, there's a lot of things like
Not you, fat bitch.
This is what bitches do, bruh. This is the shit that bitches do that makes me sick. You know what beauty is. Why are you doing that? She's doing that just to be like, oh, well, who can really say? Because I guarantee the next thing that's going to come out of her fat fucking mouth is, oh, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Everyone sees it differently. No, bitch. We generally agree on what's beautiful. There's some freaks out there that like to fuck midgets and dogs. They're just different.
But what she said, literally the first point she made was saying like, oh, I had pretty friends and I was fat, so I didn't get attention from boys. So like, that's what pretty is. Dummy. Stupid.
people rate your pictures and they rank you 1 to 10. And so you can get a lot of data that says how attractive you are in society. And men will rate you, women will rate you like every day. How we look is like how we represent ourselves. It's not fun, but it's just like being honest. So, and it's also like you can get dating apps to like, you know, everyone's Tinder, Bumble, like they have a ranking for you behind the scenes. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
We're all I trust.
So, I don't understand when girls say like, I'm an 8 because, or sometimes I hear girls say 10, because I hear this a lot where they say like, because I love myself and I'm like confident now. But don't you think attractiveness is based on results?
Yes.
Well, yes, but... And then let me add this shit that completely discounts what you just said and makes it to sound like you're wrong, except for I'm just not going to admit I'm wrong. And let's move on to the next point.
Yeah, what's the skank about to rebuttal with?
Do you think then you're not being objective about how attractive you are or how attractive anyone else might be?
I guess more, but yeah,
I appreciate that. That's all you got to do.
not really important to me.
Sure,
I
sure,
think,
yeah.
Admit when you're wrong.
I think when
all you gotta do.
Plus respect.
When someone rates somebody, why does that have anything to do with them?
Mm-hmm.
Like if you rate me, if someone rates
I'm not gonna
like
fuck you.
somebody a 3,
Okay, so let's reverse that. That'd be like me saying, just because, let's say I was a short, because the thing is like the things that girls like isn't all just like what we see as attractive. Like, I mean, obviously we don't see dudes as attractive, but like they're not looking at features like we do. Like we're not looking at body. They're not looking at body as much as we do. They do, but it's not like a major thing. But like fucking, if I was like a short dude that was fat and didn't make any money. And I was just like, well, these bitches thinking that I'm not hot. What does that have to do with me? Nigga, then I'm not getting pussy.
Yeah, exactly.
But the fact is that women don't understand that struggle because they never have to they never have to put any sort of personality into it. You could walk into a bar and be a fucking hole and you could say 10 words and go get dick because you don't know what it's like to actually have to go and try to have sex. They don't get it. So they think that they live on easy mode. So they make stupid
want to have sex. 6 words.
6 words. Yep. And fucking they take their easy life and they just apply it the other way. And they think that it's fucking they think that it goes both ways. That like because it's easy for me, then like it just doesn't
translation.
Yeah, it just doesn't matter.
And it's just like, okay, that's your opinion. Like it's not like a rating is not a fact, it's an opinion.
Well,
do you know what I mean?
Well, but
says the bitch with a fucking dog on her head.
I think, like, I have a group of friends, right? And when I walk into the room with a group of friends, I know immediately who's going to get the most attention from the guys. It's not me, right? I have, like, a friend who's, like, very, very attractive. And I know when I walk into a room with her, like, the guys talk to her first. Because, like, girls, you can kind of just feel it. But I almost...
Fuck. I will let this go for the 5 seconds because I do use that to edit our videos.
And I hear this from girls a lot, like, I'm
Fair.
a 10, I'm a 10, I'm a 10. If that's not, like, rooted in reality. Because attractiveness, like, there's numbers behind it, whether it's just your results in the world, or your dating app data, or the type of guys you can get.
Gosh.
It's not fun. Like I don't enjoy like walking into a room and knowing everyone's going to talk to my friend and not me. That's not fun.
Yeah.
But I think I'd be delusional if I walked into a room and I thought.
That's the thing. It's not fun, but it's reality. Like for dudes, if you're the short fat dude with no money and you have a stutter, reality's going to not be fun. It's going to hit you in the face every day, and it's reality. But if you're a girl, she
no
can
amount
probably
of self-love is gonna fix being short, fat, ugly, and broke.
Yeah.
As a guy.
And the thing is she could still go get dick. Because there's still dudes that'll fuck someone that fat. That's a little bit beyond my
probably
limits.
attractive dudes that would do it too because they just don't give a fuck.
Dude, there was a Brazilian dude named Vinny that used to go to Thomas University the year before I got there. He was a gorgeous motherfucker.
He was like a 10 and would just fuck dumpster fires.
No, literally, listen, he apparently also had a giant dick, amazing at jiu-jitsu, great fighter, and fucking his saying was, pussy is pussy, man. Pussy is pussy. Man, it all feels so good, man.
Sounds like my dad.
And so it's like, I respect it. He'll knock down, like a nigga like Vinny would knock a bitch like that down.
Yeah.
And it's like, she still has life on easy mode. And like, it's reality. And that's what I say when I'm like, men and women don't live in the same realities because women can actually go around like just not listening to facts. That's why they go into astrology because it's feelings. And they're like, oh, I just feel like it suits me so well to read this one that says that I am a good person and that I'm always trying to do the best. Shut up. Do you really think that there's 12
It's all
types?
generalizations, but they hate me when you make generalizations in
Dude.
an argument, right?
It's so fucking annoying. It's just fucking. I hate
4
women.
minutes in and we've ranted for like 20.
Yes, because these bitches make me sick.
Yeah,
They're
same.
all gonna talk to me first.
I think in addition to your point, men understand hierarchy.
I was just gonna say that.
So we understand that I'm a 4 because this attention. Guys that are 6, they get that attention. 7 and so on and so forth. Whereas women, I don't want to say they live in a delusion sometimes, but it's a case of.
But they live in a delusion.
Because I believe I'm this, I am that, and I was gonna speak about gender, but I thought let me not because there's a whole.
You can see him in the reflection in between the fat bitch and the light skin.
Oh, what is gender? And then
Yeah, let's not go into that.
Yeah, let's not go into that.
It's gonna get me in trouble.
Place.
What he's talking about is transgenders. You can just say, hey, I feel like a woman, and someone will cut your dick off at the doctor's office. I mean, hey, whatever. You can do whatever you want, in my opinion.
But
That's what they're talking about.
I do think that women also understand hierarchy. It's just like in this day and age, because we've been exposed to what men want, we kind of understand like, oh, okay, that's not what men want, but I don't care because I'm never going to be that, you know, without.
What?
You remember the excuse thing that you were saying about, oh, that's just an excuse to like that. She just said she knows what men want, and what they want is her not to be fat. And she said, I'm never going to be that. That's a loser mentality. And you don't feel bad for these people because they're sick. They're actually sick in the mind to think like, oh, well.
She's just the one fat bitch on earth that can't lose weight.
The one fat bitch. And people, what about this? What about the conditions? Go to Africa, find me a person that's just naturally fat, and then I'll believe you. Otherwise, that's a first world problem. That's what I call a first world problem, which is an issue that's created because you have too much, and people don't know how to shut their fucking mouth and just stop shoveling fucking food into it. Like,
dude, a stat I've seen sorry, I just sprayed on you
you're
a little
good.
bit. A stat I've seen like 3 times in the past 2 days is since like in the past 50 years, the average male was 5'10" and 165 pounds. And the average woman, also 50 years ago, was like 5'4" and 120 pounds. Today, the average man is 5'10", 168 pounds, so it's gone up 3 pounds on average.
Mm-hmm.
And the average woman is 5'4", 165 pounds.
are you fucking serious?
I'm serious. Or I think it was 160, so it was an even 40 pounds.
See, and women will lead each other off a fucking cliff. That's what they'll do. It's because they don't give a fuck. They'll tell you, oh, it's okay to be fat. Because they're tricking you, stupid. They're like, oh, well, if you just stay fat, then that's less people that are going to take the dick from me. They're saying, or one of the things I really hate is old women that sit there and they tell like girls, like, you don't need a man. They're just bitter that they're not young and they're trying to ruin their lives. And it's like, dude, men know we need women. Not need, but it's a very nice addition. Women, you don't want to do most of the shit that you have a man there for. You don't want to change your tire. You don't want to do your oil. You don't want to have to put together a shelf. You don't want to move a couch. You don't want to fucking mow the yard. You don't want to. I mean, maybe you are the one girl that, like, 1 out of 100 that wants to do that or whatever the fuck. But most of you don't want to do that type of shit. It's nice to have a man around and a woman around on the other side because we're good at different things.
We're made for each other, for
Yeah,
Christ's sake.
Jesus, I fucking ugh.
And clout.
What do you guys think men want?
Kim Kardashian.
Body. Well, let's ask y'all
Body,
that.
yada, yada,
No,
yada, yada.
I want to hear because you said like you think that girls understand what men want. So I want to go like one by one. And what do you think men want?
One at a
Honestly,
time. Sorry.
I couldn't tell you because I feel like
She's honest,
I've
though.
been in a relationship, but I've chatted to quite a few guys, and it seems like it's not even that I don't live up to their standards. I feel like I'm never what they want, and I'm like, is it looks? Okay, apparently I checked that box, but they still don't want me. Is it personality? Yeah, you're cool, you're vibes, but I don't want to wife you. Like I don't get it. You say you want personality, but you still go
Just
and
being
try
nice,
and
babe.
treat a girl like a hoe. And I know this is not all guys. I understand that. And maybe this is just the guys I attract. I don't know what I'm doing, but okay, cool. But I just feel like maybe society as a whole, not everyone, we do care a lot about looks, and I think that is a lot about like it's very superficial. I think a lot of guys are very superficial. Again, not all guys, but maybe a certain kind of guys, they just care more about looks.
Could I give you some advice?
I like her answer because she was honest that she didn't really know. She is right. Looks are first, and she is right that personality does matter, but personality comes second. Remember that. You got to have the good personality and be a good person to be around, be likable, and also be attractive. What do you think, though? You like?
I think for fucking looks, obviously, is first, but I'm literally not going to ever talk to a girl again if her personality isn't good. That's easily number one for, like, wanting to
For a
even
relationship?
be around her, yeah.
Yeah. But then again, would you?
Like, I'd wife a low-key ugly bitch, probably.
Really?
Like, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't do it just because I wouldn't want to be seen with the bitch. My self-esteem is too low to be walking around with a bitch that I know is ugly. Like,
My only goal of a relationship, though, is to just be with somebody that I enjoy spending time with.
yeah. If I
As long as they aren't, like, hideous to look at, like, if I really enjoy time with the person.
So, like, if you had to grade a bitch, like, you would accept a C plus?
Yeah, probably.
Okay, that's
In
fair.
looks.
Yeah, I mean, a C is still passing.
in regards to like dealing with a guy that you're not sure where you stand with him, where he's saying like
You'd have to be cool
he
as
might have
fuck
sex
though.
with you, but he's not willing to commit to you, or he might take you out on dates, or you might cook dinner for him, or you might take him on dates, whatever it is, yeah. But
Look at
there's
his
no
teeth.
commitment, there's no
British motherfuckers.
long-standing
man.
chance of a relationship, yeah. If you're dealing with that kind of situation,
I'm editing
I
these
think
ads
there's
out.
one
No,
sentence
there's the
that will
second
fit.
one.
Want to know how to create awesome videos? Check out motionarray.com. You can do it too. Title.
Clear up the whole thing. Would you like to meet my dad? Bang.
What if you don't have a
Okay, fair enough. But would you like to meet my family? Would you like to meet my brother? Would you like to meet my mum?
What if you don't have a family?
As soon as you take it there, I'm sorry, but there's an immediate decision that that partner has to make. Am I actually serious about this? Do I want to? Am I invested in this person enough to actually engage with their family?
Yeah.
So, and honestly, from the beginning, if you introduce your boyfriend, your fling, whatever it is, if you're trying to get commitment from them, if you introduce them to your family from the beginning, yeah, you can see how they engage with your family members.
Yeah.
Are they respectful?
Especially a male counterpart in the family.
Absolutely, because they can tell what that guy is up to.
But what if you don't have a male counterpart?
That's
If you don't have a brother, what?
Is she crying?
I understand
No, that was a dude
under
making fun of
other
it.
Circumstances, obviously, I would still say introduce them to your family.
No.
Do you have a
100%.
trusted elder brother type figure or a father type figure that you trust? If you don't, many mums out there have played the role of both father and mother.
Right. Even your friend who's the guy.
Sorry?
Even your friend who's the guy.
This is where this is flawed. Women think that men are your friends. There are some dudes, Seabass, that lie and say that they're friends with chicks. We're not friends. You are a fuck candidate that is on the table and waiting to see if you're going to come through or not. Sorry, I just had to say that.
I don't know about that one.
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
No, because
That's your
your
boy.
friend who's a guy might be actually
That's your
secretly
boy.
fancying
They're gonna-
you. You know what I'm saying? Sorry.
Ah, that's true. That's true. That's true. 100. They're gonna tell you this is his man because he wants you. Yeah.
Exactly. So he may not be very objective about it. A family member will be. So
What do you guys think that men want?
I kind of agree with Thais. Like, it's kind of weird. Some guys might just want looks or body. Some guys want to see like where the girl's going in the career or what she's actually interested in. Some guys, I don't know.
These bitches got no fucking idea what a
might
dude
have
likes.
some-
That fat bitch is a lot uglier up close.
I'm
I
saying.
don't actually know.
What about you?
I thought she was like alright from that angle.
From what I've gathered from guys that have been interested in me, as well as like guy friends, most of the time they don't want a plus size girl because
Gross.
either they're afraid or embarrassed or
Yeah, afraid.
whatever.
And this is what women do. I hate to keep on pausing it. We're almost done with it. But I hate how women always do that. They put their flaws on men. Oh, well, I don't want to be with a girl that has a lot of bodies. Well, that's obviously because you're an insecure man. And it's like, what are you talking about? That's so stupid. Like, women do not know how to just take accountability for their shit. They always find a way to put it back on men.
This shit is dope as frick.
If you tell, like with women and the divorce stat, you tell them 80% of women leave, they're like, well, what did the man do to make them leave? And it's like, 80% of women are leaving marriages. Like, you guys are the ones breaking it up. Well, what did the man do? You're leaving. Like, I mean, there's a lot of cases of like shit dads. I should know. I have one. But like, fucking still, you're the one leaving. Like, just take credit for women being the ones that break up families. And it's like, obviously, if a dude does something, like gets caught doing something stupid, then that's one thing. But like, if you're just leaving because you're unhappy, which is a lot of the
They
times
can't
the
account
case,
for 80%.
yeah, fucking, well, 100% of the women, but fucking, it can't be 80. I see what you mean. 80% of divorce.
Or if they do, they only want to be low key about it. They don't want to show you off. They don't want people to know that they're
With a fat bitch.
you or trying to do a thing with you. But most of the guy friends that I've had
That
usually
junk ripping.
want, like girls, definitely big bum. It's always a big bum. always.
That chick looked mad.
But the thing is, most of the time they want the big bum.
I do want a fat ass.
The things that come with the big bum, like the natural stuff that comes.
Yeah, the hourglass.
Yeah. They want the nice boom like figure.
So I want to hear from the guys.
Enlighten
What
us.
what do you guys
What do y'all want?
If you guys wanted to get married, what would you look for in a wife?
hate for this, but submissiveness.
Okay.
That's fine.
For me, look, I'm a Muslim. I may not be religious, but I try to be. Submission isn't the word that I tend to use. You're like, if a woman is submissive to God, then she will do her duty as a wife. Yeah? What I require from a wife is, if there's one word, it's cooperativeness. What does that mean? That you have a wife, a partner, that is going to ride or die with you towards the same goal, towards the same end. Yeah? That is the fundamental quality that I require from a woman. Beauty will fade.
Can you close that window?
Beauty will fade. Not all the time. Look, there are some 50-year-old women out there that still got it. God bless them. Yeah,
Yeah,
right. Yeah. But listen, cooperativeness. Like, are you going to be holding it down? You know, whilst I'm struggling at work, or you know, if there's kids at home crying and screaming, are you gonna give up easy? What kind of character do you have? Do you have resilience? Do you have like the ability to give me peace when I need it? Are you gonna be able to take care of things as I need you to, when I need you to?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying have a woman like at the end of a whip, yo, do this for me, do that for me. No. It's that. What was that? You can carry on. The main thing, I think, is just that fundamental cooperativeness, that we agree towards the similar goal, or the same goal, and that we're both gunning for that together. Now, we might have separate roles when gunning for that same goal, but the goal is the same. And if she's on board, that's it.
Yeah, I agree.
Ish, what about you?
You said a lot of things as well, so, but like, just to add on to what you guys said, I just want peace. I want someone that can bring me peace when I come back from the world that I'm having to fight in order to kind of bring something to the table. From your answers, ladies, it sounded like you girls didn't really know what men want.
Out of those three, the cooperativeness, the submissiveness, and the peace at home, which one of those three do you think, which of those answers do you like the best?
Dude, they were all fire, to be honest. I mean, obviously the second guy went most into depth with his, but the peace one is definitely like, I mean, that's like something that like my dad has talked about, to be honest.
Yeah, you don't want to come home, like, whenever you're out in the world owes you nothing. Like, as a man, the world owes you nothing. People can just, like, you're not gonna, like...
Most men know that.
Yeah, that's the thing, is most men know that. Most women don't know that. The world owes you nothing, and it's fucking hard on you. Like, no one is looking to help you. Like, some people are, but you should expect that no one is trying to help you and that they're most likely against you. And, like, whenever you come home, you just want to have somebody that's going to be there on your side and give you a fucking break. You don't want to be battling them. That's why women think, like, oh, I'm an independent woman and I'm not going to sit there and take shit. You don't want that as a man. You're dealing with independent men that aren't going to take shit from you all day. Women are trying to become men, and it's not good. And they're trying to make men become women and be like, oh, you need to be less aggressive. You need to be less passive. Or less passive. You need to be more passive. You need to be more this. And it's like, those aren't the things that led to our success as a nation, and they can be damn well the things that lead to the downfall of it. But I like the peace one.
Yeah.
I didn't say anything.
Fair enough.
Well, so, like, that would more indicate you don't know what men want. If when I ask you a question, you say nothing.
No, they to be fair, they answered, so, and then it continued. Look.
Hey, alright. Well, it sounds like...
And that's pretty much the end of it, but I have to address that little horse shit she just did there. He said, right before I paused it, you might not have heard because I like to talk a lot, but fucking, right before it got paused, the dude said, ladies, based on your answers and our answers, how different they are, it would seem that you don't really know what men want. And her little slick thing was, well, I didn't answer, so the rest of them answered, but that's insinuating that because he said, you guys don't really know, and she said, well, I didn't answer, that's a reply to that saying, well, I do know, I just didn't want to say it. And it's like, really? You knew and you just didn't say anything?
Yeah, good job, babe.
That's the horse shit that women pull, man. And it's like, I'm ahead of you. That's why we're better than you. It's because I see that shit from a mile a fucking way. It's like, I see that they do that. And then if he brought it up to her, like whenever she said that to her, she's like, oh, well. And I'm sure she'd be like, well, if someone asked her now, they'd be like, why'd you do that? She'd be like, I don't know. Because women are dogs. They don't fucking think. They don't think about what's about to come out of their mouth. If I was in a room with a bunch of people and I make a slick little comment, I gotta be ready that a dude might not like my slick little comment and might be ready to punch me in the fucking face. Women don't understand the consequences of what they do, so they do shit like that freely. And you have to explain it to them. And you have to explain to them what they did, why they did it, and why it pissed you off and why you're screaming at them. You can't just scream at them. It's like with the fucking... what's his name? The dog whisperer. That nigga doesn't kick the dogs. He fucking trains the trainer saying, dude, this is your fault. Yeah. You need to fucking go clean up your shit. If your woman is acting a certain way, it's because you let her. She's a dog. She doesn't know what she's doing. She's acting on instinct. You need to let her know what she's supposed to be doing.
It's from all the bitches with no dads or cuck dads.
Exactly, because whenever they have no dads, that's another thing on women. It's like, there are shit dads that leave. But... the wives will sit there and the mom will sit there and tell them how shit the dad is and just talk about how you don't need a man because they're mad that they don't have a man. And they tell them all this toxic stuff that isn't true or helpful to them because they're so mad at men. And they build up the idea of men in their entire life. Like my entire life, my dad told me I should be afraid of white people. I was afraid of white people up until a certain point. So it's like, if you tell somebody that you should be afraid of men because they're bad, you're going to think that men are bad. And that's why we have so many women like this, because we have so many single parent households and so many fucking absent fathers. I'll put it on both. And I'll even say, because I always go on the women aren't feminine anymore, but men aren't masculine anymore. Like, I don't know. I know how to change
goobers.
I know how to change a tire, but like I would not know how to change the oil out of my car. I don't know how to. I need to learn these things.
But like, not even shit like that. Like core aspects of being a fucking man. Like there's so many spineless ass fucking losers out there.
Yeah, and they'll just take whatever. And the thing is like with women, they take it because they want pussy. That's the thing with that. But like, whenever it's fucking, you're a coward, like in the world, I don't know what that is, man. That seems like
you ain't no man.
Yeah, you're just a bitch. Fucking, that's definitely good enough to be another episode. Yeah. We have another thing that I'm gonna flash on the screen. Oh, nothing important here. Just a bunch of stuff that never happens. Not going to say anything about these. We'll go into them later, but hey.
You guys can check them out for context whenever we talk about them.
Pause the video. Read some of them. They're pretty crazy. But hey, it never happens.